Well, tonight I have joining me to discuss some of these issues and some other issues from our Abuja studio, the national chairman of the Labour Party, Chief Dan Nwanyanwu. Thank you for joining me on the program tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let me start by asking you. Your party has made it. They came out strong on this particular election, saying they have rejected the move by INEC to declare that particular election inconclusive. Tell us, what exactly are you looking at, Chief Nwanyanwu?
Well, I think we should be in a position to checkmate and watch the Independent Electoral Commission. There is nothing like an inconclusive election. That particular election was conclusive. All we are calling on INEC is for INEC to declare the result of the election. And we are of the opinion that what INEC has done is a rehearsal of what it intends to do in 2015, particularly on the presidential election, where from our intelligence, it appears there is a plot to declare the presidential election inconclusive. And I want to tell you this by giving some reasons why we say so. In 2007 general election, the Tribunal and the Court of Appeal nullified the election for these two constituencies due to irregularities and other reasons. So the actual time that it was put to test as to which party is in charge or in control of the area was in a by-election in 2010. And in that election, Kunle Odidi won that by-election for the House of Rep. In 2011, we also won the 2 seats in the State House of Assembly for the constituency. That's Gbenga and Oyebo. The Labour Party won those 2 seats in 2011. In 2011, the Labour Party won the House of Representatives seats for Ilaje and Ese Odo local government area. That's that our candidate that died before this by-election. In 2011 also, Labour Party won the senatorial election for that area. That's the one won by Senator Kunrele, who is now in the Senate. In fact, he defeated the leader of the party, of the PDP in the state, His Excellency Let Agagu. So the only time that the PDP won that area was during the last governorship election. And the reason why PDP won that area is not far-fetched. Chief Olusegun Oke, my learned friend, is from Ilaje, so he got votes based on sentiments, based on tribal sentiments. That explains also why my learned Silk, Akeredolu, won Owo. Even though he was a greenhorn in politics, his people also voted for him. And Leta Gagu also won Okitipupa, because that is also his area. So you can see that all along, Labour Party has won that area. But in that main election, and the other elections, Labour Party cleared all the seats. And in this particular election, Labour Party has won that election. And there is nothing in our laws, either the Constitution or the Electoral Act, that determines the result of an election other than a presidential or governorship election where you talk about spread. In presidential election, you must win certain percentage of votes of 2/3 of the states of Nigeria. In governorship election, you must also have the spread of 2/3 of. But in senatorial election, House of Representative election, State Assembly election, it is by simple majority. Labour Party has won the simple majority of legitimate votes cast in the 21 wards out of 22. INEC has no reason whatsoever under the sun not to declare Labour Party the winner. Right. We have no other reason but to come to conclusion.
If I may come in here now, it's clear from your explanation, simple majority, your candidate has won But it's on a technical ground now, isn't it, that INEC is saying that particular election is inconclusive. What they are saying is that election didn't take place in some areas due to technical and logistics problem. But this time around, they're saying, look, what happened is that about 1,300 is the difference between your candidate and that of the PDP, which is smaller than the votes that were not cast in those areas. Don't you think that this is enough reason?
Anyway, the INEC position is speculative and anticipatory. Out of the number of persons registered that appear in the voters' register, only 34% were accredited in the 21 wards. 34% of the registered voters. And it is not peculiar with Ondo State or with Ilaje-Ese Odo constituency. It is applicable all over the country because we have always said that the voters' register was padded by politicians, a situation where you have over 178 registered voters. You are having less than about 62,000 that came for accreditation. So how would they determine that out of the 6,000 registered voters in the register, you are not going to have less than 34 that will come to vote, 34%. That will be less than 2,000. And if you use the 2,000, APC will get, Labour Party will get, PDP will get, other parties will get. And that's why we say there is nothing like spread. INEC is only rehearsing what it intends to do in the presidential election in 2015. Quote me, I am talking based on our intelligence reports. They want to declare the presidential election next year inconclusive due to certain factors they know.
Well, that may be inconclusive, Chief Nwanyanwu, because of the fact that the election is not even here. But again, one will say that from the confidence that you have in your party, the popularity of your party, according to you, in that area, in Ondo State especially, why would you be afraid to go for election in those areas where if you know that, well, there won't be anything holding you back? If you are popular, you should not be afraid to go into those elections.
We are not afraid. Labour Party is on ground in Ondo State. Labour Party is on ground because of the projects that the governor has put everywhere, including in Ilaje and all other crannies in Ondo State. We are not afraid. We are saying that if the law permits that in an election of that nature, a candidate emerges by simple majority, you determine him, you announce him as the winner. It doesn't matter whether the resident electoral commissioner or the electoral officer has not succeeded in putting his choice candidate to win in the election. If the law requires that certain things be done in a particular manner, you have to do those things in that particular manner. If you fail to do that particular thing in the particular manner that the law requires you to do it, in the eyes of the law, you have not done it. And that is why we are saying INEC has no other duty than to declare that election the winner, who is the Labour Party candidate for the election. We are not afraid. Ondo State is for Labour Party because we have given them more than what they asked for. And we are not afraid of going for election. That will be very wrong. If this thing had happened in another place, my position will still be the same. Because what is important in this politics is consistency and integrity. INEC has no reason not to declare Labour Party winner of the federal constituency election in Ilaje and Ese Odo local government. Unless it is proven that it wants to declare the presidential election next year inconclusive.
All right. Let me ask you again. You will remember in Anambra State, the reason why INEC declared that particular, declared a supplementary election and declared the polls inconclusive was a similar reason, where we have votes, cancelled votes, way more than the number of cancelled votes, way more than the difference between the lead and the runner-up. This is similar experience, isn't it? We should be learning from this, isn't it?
No. I think you are getting it wrong. The case of Anambra State is not impari material with that of Ese Odo and Ilaje. Don't forget, you are talking about governorship election, where you are supposed to have the spread. You must have the spread. Not only the spread, you are supposed to have the highest number of votes cast in that election. So you cannot compare a governorship election with a federal constituency election. The law requires that once a simple majority is made, you declare the person winner. Labour Party has the simple majority in that election, Labour Party should be declared winner. We don't want to give INEC the leeway to declare the presidential election next year inconclusive, because they will now have a referral point, like in Anambra and Ese Odo, Ilaje-Ese Federal Constituency. And that's why we want to nip it in the bud, so that we will have a free and fair election. They may even repeat it in Ekiti State election coming up a few months' time, and Ondo State. So it is not a question of not being afraid or having a reference point. The reference point of Anambra is different, because you require a spread. In this election, you don't require a spread. All you're expected to do is simple majority. You declare the person winner. The law is very clear on that. We stand by the law and will obey the law.